Cheese often gets an unfair reputation. Too salty, too fatty, too indulgent. But here's the surprising truth: the right cheeses, chosen carefully, can actually help rebuild aging muscles and fight back against sarcopenia after 60. That silent muscle loss so many people assume is just part of aging. It doesn't have to be. In fact, one of the simplest and most powerful tools to protect your strength might already be sitting in your fridge. I'm Dr. Samuel Renford, and after decades of guiding older adults toward better strength, mobility, and independence, I've discovered something remarkable. Certain cheeses are far more than snacks. They're nutrient-dense, protein-rich allies that support muscle repair, energy, and recovery. Today on Senior Vital Life, I'll walk you through 3 specific cheeses that doctors and researchers are increasingly recommending for people over 60. And I'll show you how to enjoy them for maximum benefit with minimum risk. Let's start with cottage cheese. Now, I know it may bring back memories of old-fashioned diet plans, but this humble option is a powerhouse for seniors. Just half a cup of low-fat cottage cheese delivers 14 grams of high-quality protein in only 81 calories. That means nearly 70% of its calories come from protein, a figure that leaves most traditional cheeses far behind. But the real secret lies in leucine, the amino acid that acts like the ignition key for muscle growth. Every half-cup serving of cottage cheese provides more than 1 gram of leucine. Older adults need about 3 grams per meal to truly spark muscle repair, which means this one food gets you a third of the way there, without any effort. Beyond the numbers, cottage cheese is also incredibly practical. Many seniors struggle with appetite, chewing, or digesting heavy foods. Cottage cheese is soft, gentle on the stomach, and easy to incorporate. Eat it plain, pair it with fruit, or blend it into a smoothie. It adapts to you. And here's what makes it even more special: cottage cheese is rich in casein protein, a slow-release fuel that nourishes your muscles steadily for 6 to 8 hours. Think of it as a time-release shield for your strength, protecting you all day long. So before you dismiss cheese as indulgence, know this: with the right choices, it becomes one of your greatest allies in staying strong, steady, and independent well beyond 60. Here's something remarkable. Cottage cheese isn't just a smart choice during the day. It becomes even more powerful at night. Eating it before bed gives your body a steady supply of amino acids while you sleep, helping prevent muscle breakdown during those long fasting hours. Think of it as protecting your muscles while you rest. And the science backs this up. In studies with nearly 1,000 older adults, those who included cottage cheese in their daily meals showed measurable gains in lean muscle over time. The slow-digesting casein protein proved especially valuable for people who weren't as physically active, keeping their muscles fed and supported even in periods of rest. The best part: it's endlessly versatile. For breakfast, pair cottage cheese with berries and a drizzle of honey for a protein and antioxidant boost. Prefer savory? Try it with diced cucumber, tomatoes, and fresh herbs like dill or chives. At lunch, it makes an excellent base for dips or spreads, and at dinner it blends seamlessly into casseroles or as a lighter stand-in for ricotta in pasta dishes. If the texture feels unfamiliar, blend it into smoothies with fruit. You'll never taste it, but your muscles will thank you. Some people even swap it for mayonnaise in chicken or tuna salad for a lean, high-protein twist. For optimal results, aim for half to 1 full cup daily, with breakfast being the most strategic time. After an overnight fast, your muscles are especially ready to absorb protein, and cottage cheese provides the perfect fuel to kickstart growth and repair. Now, let's move to the second powerhouse: Parmesan cheese. This one often surprises people, because we tend to think of it only as a pasta topping. But authentic Parmesan, or Parmigiano Reggiano, is actually one of the most concentrated sources of nutrition available. Just 1 ounce, about the size of your thumb, delivers more than 10 grams of complete protein, making it one of the densest protein-rich cheeses on the planet. For seniors who eat smaller portions, that concentration is a game changer. And here's what makes Parmesan special: the long aging process. Over 24 months, natural enzymes break the protein into smaller, easily digestible pieces. It's almost pre-digested, which means it's gentle on the stomach, even for those with digestive sensitivities. After 2 years of aging, it's virtually lactose-free, so even those who struggle with dairy can usually tolerate it. Parmesan also shines as a calcium powerhouse, giving you 25% of your daily needs in a single ounce. Calcium isn't only for bones. Every muscle contraction depends on it. Without enough calcium, protein can't do its job. Research shows that older adults with low calcium intake face a much higher risk of losing muscle mass, making Parmesan not just delicious, but vital. When you enjoy Parmesan, you're not just fueling your muscles with protein, you're also giving them the calcium required to contract and function at their best. And while some may hesitate because authentic Parmigiano Reggiano carries a higher price tag, here's the truth: you don't need much. Just 1 to 2 ounces a day, about 2 tablespoons of freshly grated cheese, can make a real difference. Freshly grated Parmesan matters. Those pre-shredded containers can't compare in taste or nutrition. Grating it yourself delivers richer flavor and more satisfaction, meaning you'll naturally eat less while getting more out of every bite. For breakfast, try sprinkling it over scrambled eggs for a protein-packed start to your day. At lunch, add it to soups or salads for a savory lift. For dinner, melt it into vegetables or bake it into a simple gratin with broccoli or cauliflower. You can even snack on small chunks, paired with fruit or nuts. Nutrient, dense, filling, and delicious. Look for wheels stamped with the signature dotted rind of Parmigiano Reggiano. The investment pays off because a little goes a long way. Now let's move to our third secret weapon, ricotta cheese, the fast-acting muscle builder. Unlike most cheeses that are primarily made from casein, ricotta is crafted from whey, the liquid left after other cheeses are produced. That makes ricotta unique. Because whey protein digests rapidly, your body can begin using it within 30 to 60 minutes. For older adults, this speed is crucial. Imagine finishing a walk, gardening, or a light exercise session. Your muscles are primed for repair. Eating ricotta at that moment means the amino acids rush directly to your muscles when they can use them most effectively. A half-cup serving of whole milk ricotta contains about 14 grams of protein, but more importantly, it's packed with branched-chain amino acids (BCAAs). These special amino acids bypass the liver and go straight to muscle tissue, where they trigger repair and growth almost instantly. Ricotta also stands out for its soft, creamy texture. Many seniors with dental issues or difficulty swallowing find it far easier to enjoy than dense protein sources. It's naturally mild, blending beautifully into both sweet and savory dishes, and it's lower in sodium than many cheeses, just 100 mmol per half cup, compared to over 400 mmol in others. The research is impressive. In one study, participants who ate about of a cup daily not only gained muscle, but also improved balance, strength, and physical performance in just 90 days. Beyond muscle, whey protein in ricotta has been shown to help lower blood pressure and support heart health. An incredible dual benefit for aging adults. From breakfast toast with honey and cinnamon, to savory dips, stuffed vegetables, or even light desserts, ricotta proves you don't have to choose between flavor and function. It's one of the most versatile and effective foods you can add to your daily routine for both strength and longevity. Ricotta's versatility is almost unmatched. You can blend it with a little cocoa powder and honey for a healthy chocolate mousse, or whip it into smoothies with fresh fruit for a creamy, protein-rich boost. Some of my patients even fold ricotta into pancake or muffin batter to raise the protein content without changing the flavor. For the best results, choose whole milk ricotta. It provides more protein and satiety compared to the lighter versions, which may cut calories but also lose some of the muscle-building benefits. Always look for simple labels: milk, vinegar or citric acid, and salt. One of the best times to enjoy ricotta is within 2 hours of physical activity. Whether it's a walk, gardening, or even light stretching, your muscles are primed to absorb nutrients afterward. Because ricotta's whey protein is absorbed so quickly, it delivers amino acids to your muscles right when they need them most. That makes it one of the best recovery foods older adults can add to their daily routine. Now, let's shift to timing, because when you eat protein can be just as important as how much. Traditional wisdom says dinner should be the biggest meal of the day, but for adults over 65, breakfast is actually the most critical window. After fasting for 8 to 10 hours overnight, your body starts breaking down muscle to provide energy. Your first meal of the day is your chance to flip the switch from muscle loss to muscle growth. Here's where research gets fascinating. Studies show older adults who consume 25-30 grams of protein at breakfast maintain much stronger muscle protein synthesis compared to those who eat the typical low-protein breakfast of toast or cereal. Yet, most people over 65 only get about 8 grams at breakfast, not nearly enough to spark muscle repair. This is where our 3 cheeses shine. Imagine starting the day with half a cup of cottage cheese mixed with berries and topped with an ounce of fresh Parmesan. That's 24 grams of high-quality protein and more than 2 grams of leucine, enough to shift your body into building mode. But protein timing isn't just about breakfast. Many older adults follow what I call the light, heavy pattern. Barely any protein at breakfast or lunch, then a big portion of meat at dinner. The problem: muscles can only use about 25-35 grams of protein at a time. Eating 60 grams in one sitting doesn't double the benefit. It simply overwhelms your system, like dumping a bucket of water on a plant all at once. The smarter approach is to spread protein evenly, 25 to 30 grams at each meal. That could look like cottage cheese with fruit in the morning, a ricotta and vegetable sandwich at lunch, and your usual dinner finished with freshly grated Parmesan. And here's one more secret: after any activity, even just a short walk or gardening, try to eat one of these cheeses within 2 hours. Pairing movement with protein creates a much stronger muscle building response than either alone. Finally, how much do you really need each day? The current recommendation for adults over 65 is 1.2 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. To calculate yours, take your weight in pounds, divide by 2.2 to get kilograms, then multiply by 1.2. For example, at 150 pounds, you'd need around 82 grams daily. Distribute that across your meals, and you'll give your muscles the steady support they need to stay strong and resilient. Of course, you're not going to meet all your protein needs from cheese alone, and you shouldn't. Balance is the key to long-term health, but the right cheeses can supply a large and reliable share of your daily intake, especially at meals where other protein sources might be missing. Based on research, the sweet spot seems to be 2 to 3 servings daily. Each serving provides 10 to 15 grams of protein. For example, you could enjoy half a cup of cottage cheese in the morning, an ounce of Parmesan at lunch, and a third of a cup of ricotta with dinner. That's 35-40 grams of high-quality protein, nearly half of what most older adults need each day. Now, some of you may be wondering about calories and fat. It's true that cheese contains both, but we're talking about controlled portions, not endless snacking. Altogether, these servings add up to about 300-400 calories per day, a perfectly reasonable amount within a balanced diet. What really matters is consistency. The most impressive studies showed that seniors who ate cheese daily for 60 and 90 days saw significant gains in muscle mass and strength. Sporadic intake won't cut it. Think of cheese like a daily supplement for your muscles. It works only when it becomes routine. I often tell my patients, this isn't about indulgence. It's about investment. The small effort you put into eating these protein-rich foods now may be the very thing that allows you to walk upstairs, carry groceries, or live independently into your 80s and beyond. And while cheese on its own is powerful, pairing it with exercise creates a much stronger effect. What scientists call synergy. Resistance training is the most effective companion, but don't let that term intimidate you. It doesn't mean heavy weights or complicated machines. For older adults, resistance training can be as simple as standing up and sitting down from a chair, pushing against a wall, or using light resistance bands. The research is clear: when resistance training is followed by one of these cheeses within 2 hours, your muscles respond with a much more youthful building capacity, even in adults over 80. Better yet, You don't need to exercise every day. 2 to 3 sessions a week are enough to stimulate lasting strength when combined with protein. On non-exercise days, continuing your cheese intake keeps your muscles consistently nourished. Everyday tasks like gardening, stair climbing, or even vigorous housework also count as valuable resistance activity. Of course, there are important considerations. Many older adults worry about lactose intolerance, blood pressure, or cholesterol. The good news is that the cheeses we've focused on, cottage cheese, Parmesan, and Ricotta, are generally much better tolerated than milk. Authentic Parmesan is virtually lactose-free, Ricotta is naturally low in sodium, and cottage cheese comes in reduced sodium versions. By choosing carefully and balancing your intake with fruits and vegetables, you can enjoy the muscle-building benefits of cheese while still supporting heart health. Recent large-scale studies reassure us that cheese, when enjoyed in proper portions, doesn't significantly raise heart disease risk for most people. The secret is balance, choosing wisely, and sticking to the serving sizes we've discussed. If you're especially concerned, part-skim ricotta or low-fat cottage cheese can be excellent options. Now, some of you may take medications such as warfarin. Because cheese contains vitamin K, consistency is crucial. The answer isn't to avoid cheese, but to maintain steady intake and inform your physician, so your diet works with your treatment, not against it. Similarly, if you have kidney concerns, it's important to consult your doctor before increasing protein intake. Dr. Samuel Renford often reminds his patients the goal is not restriction, but smart personalization. So, let's turn all this science into action. Breakfast is your opportunity to set the tone. Within an hour of waking, aim for a high-protein start. Half to a full cup of cottage cheese with fresh berries for sweetness, or with tomatoes and herbs for a savory touch. If cottage cheese feels too plain, ricotta on whole grain toast with honey and cinnamon is another powerful choice. That morning protein surge, about 25-30 grams, ignites muscle repair for the day ahead. Lunch is your second checkpoint. A generous ounce of Parmesan over salad, soup, or even a sandwich adds both protein and depth of flavor. If you're going lighter, ricotta makes a creamy spread or dip alongside vegetables. Again, the target is another 25-30 grams of protein. Dinner follows the same principle. Weave in ricotta to enrich sauces, sprinkle Parmesan on vegetables, or keep a small portion of cottage cheese as an evening snack. Snacks are where strategy meets convenience. Pre-portioned cottage cheese, a few bites of ricotta, or a chunk of Parmesan can refuel your muscles after short bursts of exercise. And remember, activity doesn't need to be extreme. 10 minutes of chair stands, wall push-ups, or light lifts with water bottles can wake up your muscles. Pair that movement with protein, and your body absorbs it like fuel into a ready engine. Here's my challenge to you. Keep a journal for the next 90 days. Record your cheese intake, your activity, and your energy levels. At 30 days, notice the small changes. Groceries feel lighter, stairs less daunting. At 90 days, you may feel stronger, steadier, and more independent. Muscle loss is not destiny. With 3 simple cheeses, daily consistency, and light activity, you hold the power to age with resilience and vitality. The choice is yours. Tomorrow morning, will you begin?